From a completely stock truck chassis and raw materials to a fully built out expedition truck, it's time for me to show you guys how my Rossmonster Baja Trail has come to life. It all started with getting the exact truck that I wanted. Ford F350 cab chassis in white with the 6.7 liter Power Stroke turbo diesel. From there, the team at Rossmonster got to work and completely transformed the truck into something truly incredible. The finest suspension, bumpers, lighting, and all of the chassis modifications go on first. Now, most of what they actually build is created in-house, starting with the fiberglass box, rigid aluminum internal bracing, and insulation. This type of construction ensures the most rigid, insulated, and secure living quarters that you can actually bomb down dirt roads without worrying about it breaking or falling apart. The box is partially assembled and then mated to the back of the truck. One of the biggest pros about the Baja Trail is, of course, the pop top configuration, and that is a part that is wired, insulated, and assembled separately before being paired with the rest of the box. All of the drawers and cabinetry are CNC machined for an exact precise fit. All of the panels are completely edge sealed and waterproof to make sure that there will never be warping or any kind of deformation for the life of the build. Now, I was lucky enough to be in town as this build was happening, so I swung by Rossmonster's headquarters for the day, right at the point where all of these interior features were kind of being assembled together inside the actual unit. I had my camera rolling pretty much the entire time, so here's yet another chat with myself and Thor inside of my truck as it was actually being built. All right, we are more than halfway through the build. Got about a week and a half left until pickup, and part of the cool thing with partnering with Rossmonster and working with them in this capacity is that I get to show you guys a lot of the behind the scenes in the shop stuff. So here's where the truck currently sits. Hopefully you'll never see it in this way, shape, or form ever again, but we're gonna take a look at it. Thor's gonna be the tour guide.
Uh-oh, tour guide. There's no top on this yet.
That's why I said hopefully it never looks like this on video again.
Yeah. So this is your truck. Welcome in. So yeah, everything's taken apart or not yet put together, depending on how you would look at it. They do a lot of rough-in. So actually, Talon, when we were in here the other day, your shower was actually more complete than it currently is.
So they rough it in, take it out, do some
rough
fitting.
it in. Yeah, they make sure the fitment's right. Like everything with these trucks, like there is standard. Everything is kind of standard, but with our shells, things kind of move around a bit depending on like how they're mounted and where they go. So there's still a good bit of rough-in, even though this is a manufactured vehicle.
There's flooring in here now too.
Oh yeah. So you missed that. That's part of the rough-in. So they had to take those panels out because your flooring goes all the way back here because this will be a closet. So yeah, before you could actually see the floors. Yeah, the radiant heating.
So luckily I got some shots of that. We have a water tank in place now over here. It was actually interesting to see that out because there is a plug back here, the actuator for the lift mechanism and everything, and there's a sink in place too.
Yeah, they just put that in today, so it's curing. What's really cool, like they have to put the floor in, and this has to be kind of one of the first things they finish because there is a glycol loop that goes in the floor, so they need to make sure that there's no manufacturing being done on the floor to make sure, no screws go through your glycol loop.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate if that happened.
It would be annoying at the least. Here is you have your forced air, so that's where your heat is going to come out of, and then your shower will sit just a little bit over this, and then you can kind of see the hole that they haven't yet cut yet for your toilet.
And then this is going to be optioned with the infinity shower too, so I'm assuming that'll probably assemble.
Yeah, so it'll sit here. So they'll pretty much finish the shower before the infinity shower gets put in. The benefit of the infinity shower is it's a closed loop, but all of the mechanics of it kind of sit inside of here. So it is easier to put together on an ordered unit, but it can also be put in after the unit's done. So we've had almost 10 customers come in and get an infinity shower installed. So it is 100% retrofittable, which is really cool.
Serviceable too, obviously it needs to be serviceable.
Yeah, so all of your service location for the infinity shower will exist essentially right here where you'll have a filter. The cool thing about that is if you undo the filter and you're cleaning it out, it's not like you're going to start spraying water even if the unit's on, because the filter, yeah, it's closed loop, so the filter, when it's not on, there's no pressure.
That's sweet.
And then when it's on, it creates that pressure and it goes through and rotates through.
The infinity shower is one of the things I'm most interested for because it's kind of like new tech, but these guys have been testing it for a while, and I'm okay with a little bit more complication in a plumbing system for the added benefit of longer showers and everything that the infinity shower will provide me. Another reason I'm okay with a little bit more complication is because check out how they do the plumbing in their vehicles like this. So on the right hand side underneath the U-dinette, this is where you will find everything laid out, labeled, perfectly fit with everything here, and it makes working on this really easy if you ever need to in the future. So we have the glycol tank over here, water pump with the strainer, easy access. You can blow out the whole system right here if you decide to winterize it. Heat exchangers, I mean, everything's just super easy to access.
Yeah, like that flex hose is what we use. It can expand over 160%. So say, you know, your unit freezes, which people do all the time. Yep. The fix for that is basically we'll provide you, like in there when it's finished, you'll get a flathead screwdriver and you can just tighten that end. And it's single line hose, so it's a continuous line. So you can actually see right here, these are your shower lines.
So that's a singular line all the way to there?
All the way there,
That's
yeah.
so smart.
Yeah.
So smart.
That's why we use the manifold system. So everything is singular line. There's not a cut in between. So you're never going to have a random leak that's coming from like this spot that you have to like take things apart. Yeah. Like it'll either be accessible underneath the sink or accessible right here through the fixtures. And it's very obvious where that leak's coming from.
That's awesome. I didn't know you guys did it that way. So like if there's water coming out of here for some reason, it has to be because of the sink. It can't be the shower because that is continuous all the way through.
Exactly. Yeah.
I dig that a lot.
Yeah, really, really easy to figure out what might be broken or not be broken. At the end of the day, this is a rolling earthquake. It's not like if you're going to fix it, it's when you fix it and like how bad the problem is. And
I've never heard it described like that before, but it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's 100%. Like how many things have you ever fixed on your current vehicle you have? Like
all the time.
All the time.
Every spring there's something to fix.
Yeah. So the idea is like making it as you know, fixable on your own as possible. So like we said, like we'll give you a flathead screwdriver. It's pretty easy. We use the standard like home clamps, so you can go to, you know, Home Depot or Lowe's and get new clamps if you need them. Pretty much the only thing that you can't do on your own inside of this system would be, you know, the S-bar heater. Those need to be serviced by a professional generally. It's a diesel fired heater, so you're going to get carbon build up, and then we generally say, depending on how much you use it, you know, it needs to be serviced once a year.
So then for the rest of this setup, battery system over here, the main power switch I believe is going to live right around here.
Yeah, that hole is a circular power switch, so you can shut off everything from a singular area.
And then there's storage underneath where I'm standing right here. The U-dinette will mount, I believe you typically mount them over here.
Yeah, we'll give you two, so you'll actually be able to mount it on either side.
Okay, cool. There's still room for like customizing in here as well. So there may be something that goes right here, which I'll show you guys in the future, but I think I'll be able to leave some room for installing a dirt devil, so like a central vac system, which I had in my vehicle in the past. And then, yeah, all of the cabinets will go into place. Fridge will go here. Huge upgrade from any fridge that I've had in a Sprinter van in the past. I'm used to smaller fridges, but I was actually in their demo yesterday, checking it out. And there's so much room in that space. Microwave will be up here once the roof goes on. I think my roof is sitting over there. I opted for the black countertops and the white oak. I think it's gonna look sick. Up here is where the pass-through obviously is into the truck. I'll show you guys more on that.
That's a rough looking pass-through right now.
It's fine.
Finish it out. There's a lot of work that we have to do to that pass-through, and we cut your seats, so then you have full access to the pass-through. So we cut your seats in half.
So it's just like two seats on each side. Mattress will go there.
So go here, and then you'll have storage across the top, actually inside of the mold, so you have storage.
Storage in the mold.
Yeah. And you can kind of see how we do these. Like this is always going to be quick access, so you can always get to your actuators. And then if you ever need to service them, they'll come out. Like it's pretty easy to see. There's a bolt here, and then this is a pin. Like this is actually where it mounts to, which is cool. Okay. So we haven't actually had an actuator fail yet, because there is like The system is set up to not let you overheat because it's an electronic actuator, not hydraulic. But if you were to ever had a failed actuator, you can just unbolt it. It'll raise and lower on 3, and then we can overnight you an actuator. But we, like I said, we have 100 plus Bajas on the road, and we actually haven't had one fail yet. They're rated for like 10,000 cycles or something. Like, it's a pretty robust.
And they're rated for more weight than obviously the top, because this is going to have all of the cabinets attached to it, which you can put like 25 pounds in, I believe is what you guys recommend per.
Yeah.
This will probably be, like I said, hopefully the only time that you see the truck in this state, but the build is underway and I'm stoked. So flashing forward to now, I am fully moved out of my van into this truck and I am living in this build full time. This thing, in my opinion, is an absolute masterpiece, and it's kind of rare when buying a truck like this to actually see your own personal vehicle like this coming together in real time. So I really appreciate the whole team at Rossmonster for kind of pulling back the curtains again, allowing me to film and actually share this with all of you guys watching. About 2 weeks after that visit, I was actually able to pick up my completed build, and I filmed that entire day as well. I was planning on bringing you guys a vlog of kind of the delivery day, pickup, everything that we had going on. I basically did a full walkthrough once again with Thor. We went over all of the systems and I got a quick rundown of how all of the systems are actually controlled in this unit as well. So I was planning on bringing you guys a vlog of that entire day, but after hearing your feedback on this series so far, you guys just want a full tour of this truck. So we're gonna kind of skip over delivery day a little bit. I may throw some clips into the next video, but the next video is going to be a full-blown walkthrough from front bumper to rear bumper, inside and out. We're going to cover every single inch of this truck, all of the systems, all of the modifications with suspension and lighting and armor, all of the live-in features in here. There is so much to cover, and I guarantee you it's probably going to be a long video, but I will try to gather all of my thoughts, break it up into some video chapters. That way you guys can really see what you're actually interested in. So if you've been itching to see everything else about this truck and my opinion on it, then stay tuned. If you're not subscribed for some reason, consider subscribing, because the very next video is going to be the full walkthrough of this truck. Thanks again to Rossmonster for allowing me to be completely transparent through this whole process and actually share it with the public. This is not something that happens very often, and I find it really cool. Hopefully you guys gain some value out of it. If you're interested in one of these vehicles, I really hope this helped you guys out. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. So that is all for the building portion of this truck, and we're gonna dive into some of the features very soon. Again, if you're new here, consider subscribing. I make new videos every single week. As always, thank you for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.